Smartschoolboy9, an internet rabbit hole. I've been seeing this video, now we gotta watch this video.
Creepy accounts pretending to be kids. I came across a reel randomly, and it's led me down this weird rabbit hole of people using AI or dressing up pretending to go to school. They all seem to have high heels, check images in them. Is this an age play thing or something more sinister? Literally anything helps as I keep trying to look for answers. This post was made to the subreddit r/Instagram by the user numerouscut792 on April 15th, 2024. It featured screenshots of 3 bizarre-looking Instagram pages they had encountered.
Off the rip, this video is really scaring me through the ambiance of it. What the f is happening to my light? What the actual f? Yo, what the f? Is my light cooked? Okay, I think we're good now. I don't think it's cooked. I think we Gucci.
Earlier that day, with OP expressing concern that something truly disturbing was happening with these users, and those in the thread agreed. What the actual
Yo, bro, what?
They looked off, almost as if they were AI generated. And on top of this, they began to appear heavily edited in an almost inexplicable manner. with deep red lipstick often being added, which was enunciated by his face being turned pure white.
Y'all can't tell me this ain't creepy as shit, though. Like, come on, bro. With the music and these photos, this seems like some horror movie shit. Is we just gonna sit up here and act like we just all tough? Like, we just so tough, oh, this don't even faze me. Alright, bro.
This unsettling trend would continue from here, as with each passing post, the photos grew less authentic and more surreal.
Yo.
Until they became straight up disturbed, even sickening. These bizarre edits spilled over past just the images too, as the posts began to appear as disjointed collages, often showcasing multiple grotesque images and paragraphs about how much this user loved school. And this wasn't the only shift either. At some point, the son behind the account
Yo, like, come on, bro. I binge horror movies. This is lights. Bro, this is not a horror movie. This shit actually happened in real life. What are we talking about? A horror movie is made up. This is real. What are we talking about, bro? Street say you was friends with Smartboy, not me. And my glorious king alias scared. I don't know if I can call him my glorious king. Hold on. I didn't say I was scared. I said the ambiance is scary. It's a difference. Some shit can be genuinely scary, but it don't really affect me because I'm a real one. That's all I'm saying. The ambiance of this is scary.
began posting content that allegedly came
That doesn't mean I'm scared, though.
directly from him, saying things like, "My really cool mom asked me if I'd like to post, and I said, yes please." He even shared supposed videos that he had filmed of himself, which were equally as unconvincing as his photos, and somehow even more chilling. The boy even shows off his singing in one of the clips.
Alright, bro.
Though their voice sounds off. The account was overall anomalous and extremely off-putting. And though this content was visually alarming, another aspect made it even more so concerning, as over time, many of the images began to resemble CP, showcasing these fake AI children in explicit positions, with their faces sometimes even being photoshopped onto scantily
Bro, what the actual
dressed adult bodies. One thing is blatantly obvious about the Truth Sticks account: the supposed child behind it is not real. Even in the more passable photos at the very beginning, there's evidence to suggest that these were likely AI as well. And based on the disturbed, borderline illegal content that this page featured, it seemed more than likely that whoever was behind this page was not an innocent mother concerned for the welfare of other children, but instead, a predatory individual themselves. And this wasn't their only account. The second page featured on the Reddit post belonged to a user named GirlChloe12 and bore striking similarities to Truth Sticks. The page was also supposedly run by a child and monitored by their parent. Bizarrely, they also posted frequently about the dangers of online predators, with the wording of these posts and the editing being essentially the exact same as Truth Sticks, just not as over the top.
The pretense, men claiming to be young boys saying they're friendly using old phones, and young boys to appear genuine and lacking.
These two accounts even frequently interacted with each other, thus providing a substantial link on its own. But by far the most compelling link between these pages is one that is easy to miss at a glance, with that being a blatant obsession with high-heeled mini boots. These shoes were mentioned or shown in virtually every single post made by these two users. At playtime, I'm sometimes running around with my really cool heeled footwear I wear with my uniform. After coming home from school, education isn't over for the day once the blue blazer, gray jersey, neat tie, white shirt, tailored close-fit gray trousers, and black heeled mini boots are in the wardrobe. No matter what they discussed, school uniforms and mini boots were always a talking point, which adds confirmation to something that is already becoming apparent. This is fetish content, not too unlike the bizarre accounts in the Pipergate rabbit hole. Fetish content centered around children. And what makes the Chloe account so disturbing is that AI was seemingly not used. and rather, the images seem to be of actual children. Despite this disturbing distinction, these two accounts are cut from the same cloth, and all signs point to them being created by the same person. A person who, despite their constant warnings of the dangers of adults pretending to be children online, seems to be doing the exact same thing, as part of some sort of fetish, the extent of which we'll discuss later. But for now, one thing was for certain. These pages were not run by children, or their parents. So, who created them? Well, that brings us to our third and final account shown in that initial post.
So, Smartschoolboy.
Smartschoolboy9 was much the same as the other two accounts. They warned of online predators, obsessed over high-heeled mini boots and school uniforms, and posed as a child despite clearly not being one. But Smartschoolboy was different in one key aspect. The person behind the account was pretending to be a child, but they were doing so in a much more apparent manner, as they didn't use AI or stolen images of other kids to form their identity.
Them images is
and
scary
instead,
as shit.
They used photos of them.
Come on, bruh. Like you can't tell me this is not disturbing. This some shit that'll keep you up at night. Like real shit, bro.
Self. In the images posted on the account, we see what appears to be a fully grown man, dressed in a schoolboy's uniform. His face is painted pure white and has bright red lipstick, and he's, of course, wearing high-heeled mini boots. Characteristics that were all utilized across the other accounts, only this time.
You wake up and this is the first thing you see hovering over your bed. What you doing? He built like you. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. We is not the same, bro. Come on, bro. Like, stop playing with me, bro. Stop playing. Like, let's keep it P. You wake up and you see this over your bed. What are you doing?
Time it was done on himself, as he poses as a child pretending to go to school, as well as pretending to go through other life events common for preteens. And the photos aren't even the most disturbing part, as the account consists primarily of videos.
He look like a regular dude in ATL. Look, bro. Hey, bro, you can't come for ATL like that, bro. And we slowly getting out. Well, I'm not gonna say we, but individuals in ATL is slowly getting out the, you know what I'm saying, out the tight ass jeans. You know what I'm saying? It's slowly going out. Street saying this is nigga black. He might be alias. All right.
Oh. School. Hey, let me know if you like school as well.
The videos are all incredibly off-putting. Some show him arriving home from school.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. School.
Others show him claiming to be on the bus heading toward school.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, I'm on the school bus.
And other videos showing him doing whatever this is.
What the fuck are we watching, bro? No, this is the most disturbing video I've ever seen on YouTube. I can promise you that. If we not even halfway through this video, this is the most disturbing shit I done seen on this app. By far. By far.
With these strange sounds and the process of sticking his tongue out appearing to be part of his fetish.
He's sticking his tongue out in 2x speed?
As much like the other accounts, his content is overtly sexual, in its own bizarre way. In fact, there's a video of him with his full outfit on, where he shows himself staring into a mirror as he appears to pleasure himself, right out of view of the camera, as he stares into his own eyes. This account is by far the most sickening part of this whole rabbit hole, and also the most important. Interspersed throughout his page are a few examples of what this individual's voice sounds like.
This is quite good.
which just so happens to be the same voice heard in the very first clip shown on the Truth Sticks account.
A man pretending to be a boy.
Meaning that this full-grown adult man is the one behind this entire rabbit hole. He's the one on these accounts pretending to be a child and their mother, getting some sort of sick satisfaction from whatever this is. And the worst part is, these activities aren't just kept behind closed doors.
I always wonder what makes these type of people, what trauma did Gang go through, bro? He creating a whole family. He the mama, the son coming home from school. Like, what made you? I know it's got to be something like real serious, like some real traumatic shit, bro. But this is just crazy.
As we can see on numerous occasions, videos of him walking around outside in a public space with his full outfit and face paint on.
I used to pick on bro. My bad for creating this villain, y'all.
Protect me.
It's truly one of the strangest things that I've ever seen, and making sense of what this all is extremely difficult. But based on the information found from this first Reddit post, a few likely conclusions can be put forward. This man is clearly attracted to the idea of being a kid, and I think OP was correct when they speculated that this was some sort of age play thing, but it's also clearly much more than that too. As based on the images that he's created himself, he clearly has some sort of attraction to other children as well, as he's quite literally created faux CP, the likes of which is so disturbing that I can't even really describe it here either. He's creating fetish content, and he's using the likeness of children, and also some children that are clearly very real people, to do so. That much is obvious. But there was also the possibility that he was pretending to be a kid in order to exploit other children across the internet. At this point though, this was merely speculation, with much of the Smartschoolboy9 case remaining a mystery,
I can't look at
and the
this
rabbit
shit.
hole was only getting deeper from here.
This shit is so disturbing to look at. Dear God.
Months after this rabbit hole was introduced to the online world, the story began to be shared all across the internet, most notably on the r/internet mysteries subreddit, where the case really took off. There, internet sleuths began uncovering just how vast this web of accounts actually was, as it wasn't just these 3 pages. No, there seemed to be over a dozen, and likely even more that we still haven't found, as he's created his own sort of community, his own little world, where across each page he pretends to be a child, with these accounts typically following each other and frequently interacting, seemingly to make these characters appear as though they have real friends. On one of these pages, 12 Stockwell Joanne, he poses as a 14-year-old girl, using more AI images to depict explicit positions of this manufactured child, which I obviously am not going to show here. Though much like his Chloe account, he also shows images of very real young girls. But this isn't the most concerning part of this account, as on numerous occasions, he's shown images of children at a playground, which he may have taken himself. This fantasy of being a schoolgirl and taking part in these school-centric activities is something carried over throughout multiple of his accounts, with his most common alias being Stephanie, of which he has numerous different accounts.
I've seen scarier shit in my life. This is light. Bro, like, but this is something that actually happened in real life. This ain't no scary movie. How would you feel if your son grew up and did this, bro? I'm not even gonna lie, bro. I failed, bro. I just tell him, hey, bro, take that to jail, bro. Take that nigga to jail, bro. It is what it is. I failed. I'll take my L, bro. But Gang, he gotta go. If it's my own son, bro, he gotta go. I'm sorry, bro. Gang gotta
featuring
go.
that same name.
He up here diddling. Well, I don't know if he diddled any kids, bro, but I'm pretty sure he done thought about it.
Yeah, I'm Stephanie.
This Stephanie character claims to be a 12-year-old aspiring poet, with accounts all across the internet, many of which showcasing examples of her poetry, which carries on those same distinct sexual undertones. I race to complete my poems when I've got an early start, heart racing, mixed rhythms, maximizing miracles, rice with rap, and on the map, my Kennington, London syllables, dancing though I know my underwear might show if I lean forward. Good. Stephanie Stansfield, 12. But digging even deeper, her poetry has even seemingly been featured in various articles and even newspapers. showcasing that this rabbit hole extends far past just the online world. This act is clearly their obsession, and he's been doing this for years, with the earliest examples that I could find coming from all the way back in 2018. And this Stephanie character seems to be his go-to alias, embodying it in even the literal sense.
Yo, 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 yo.
As in one of his many pages dedicated to this Stephanie character, he dresses as her, wearing a wig and a dress, as he pretends to be a 12-year-old girl. Almost immediately after this case began gaining traction, the true magnitude of this rabbit hole was revealed. Across every single account are countless depraved posts and oddities that all could warrant discussion, but by far the most important discoveries were those that didn't actually occur on his own page, and rather the pages of other actual
I don't know who or what barbarian is. I don't know what it is.
children. Do you like school? I do. It is good. You have some cool shirts, but
Wait till Auntie hear about this one. Wait, bro, we watching like a true crime story. What are we talking about, bro? This ain't nothing like, bro. Like,
I have to wear school uniforms to school. It is nice, but casual isn't allowed, and it's quite hot here in the UK, as the month of June suddenly got warmer. These are two examples out of many that show Smartschoolboy9 reaching out and attempting to befriend young children online. In one comment, he even warns a child about other comments from bad people, stating that, "It happens to most boys in our age group, but stay safe, stay cool, don't be dismayed by creeps."
Nah, this is a sick individual. This is a sick individual, bro. Watch it. It's a good movie. Is it based off a true story or is it just a movie, bro?
This is our best evidence that these accounts weren't just made for age play. No, he's actually posing as a child in order to make friends with other children. And given his overtly sexual interests and aversion to CP, it's not hard to gather why he was doing this. And these examples are only what we found so far. It's possible that there are dozens, or who knows, maybe even hundreds of other comments out there, hidden on unknown children's accounts. This is predatory behavior. The man behind Schoolboy9 is a predator. And in case there was still any doubt of whether or not this was a sexual thing, here's what he had to say about being a 13-year-old girl.
I can't sit still in class, thighs jerking, high heels squeaking. Being 13 is really sexy, but being a good girl is too. Like, if this is your son, bro, if this is like what your son is amounted to, bro, you gotta get him up out of here, bro. You failed. I failed. If my son ever come out like this, bro, I failed. You gotta pat bro up. Just is what it is, bro.
But have his tactics actually worked? Well, the frightening thing is, no one knows if he's actually been successful or not, or even what specifically he's looking for. We just know that he's trying to reach kids, as evidenced not only by his comments, but by the fact that he's solely following children on all of these pages. And though it's easy to look at these accounts and know that something is off, for children, it's not that simple, especially when there's pages showcasing photos of actual kids. Which brings up another frightening detail. Many of the images he's used of children have not been traced back to their original creator, and some seem to appear for the very first time online publicly on this man's pages, which might mean that he was sent them privately. There's even one image that David posted on his Schoolboy account, which shows another kid that he claimed to be on a playdate with, though it's impossible to say if this is real or not. For now, we just don't know for sure. Though given the fact that he's reaching out to children, posting fetish content centered around children, and has even potentially photographed kids in the wild, one thing is for certain: Smartschoolboy9 needs to be stopped. Finding this man and reporting him to law enforcement quickly became the top priority for those investigating the case. And luckily, he left several glaring clues behind that made this process a whole lot easier. On numerous occasions across his many pages, he would post images and videos of specific locations, even showing streets and mentioning very particular areas in his poems, all of which centered around the London area, immediately giving us an idea of where he was located. And that wasn't all. I mentioned how the alias of Stephanie was one that he used more so than any other, but what's interesting is that there was another name used just as often across his accounts, brought up time and time again, though it's a name that he never seemed to call any of his characters. Instead, he simply referred to this person as a stepbrother or a father, or even a friend from school, despite never actually picturing him, just mentioning his name, David. And sure enough, after connecting a few dots, it would be revealed that this person's actual name was in fact David Alter, with a man being 59 years old.
59 is crazy. Okay, yeah, gang, he just need to pack it up. He don't live long enough. 59 is crazy and still wanna, yeah, I'm sorry, you gotta get him out of here. No matter.
At the moment, it doesn't appear that David has any past criminal convictions or documented history of this behavior, but we do know that thanks to the investigation done on Reddit and Discord, he is currently being investigated by local authorities, which will hopefully put an end to his online behavior.
We gotta get the YNs on, bro. I'm sorry. 60 is crazy. You had so many years to unfuck yourself up, bro, and you still want to do this shit, gang. Like, I'm sorry, bro. We gotta let the YNs run wild on you.
As for the time being, the only other information that we really know about David is that he likes to write poetry and he makes music.
The ceiling jam. I think I hear a running tram. Going back in time, not out of time. I think I like a little lemon and lime. Say Mary Ann, hey Steely Dan.
Come on, Lettuce. Come on. So this ain't nothing straight off of a horror movie. But this happened in real life. I'm not signing bro to my label. He not getting signed to no name. I know that. This shit ass. I'll throw this shit in the trash, boy. I'll throw that shit in the trash. This shit won't last 2 seconds on my table.
Like the sound of that running tram.
And his name also appears in a random newspaper, where he's discussing the importance of kids wearing school uniforms. And that's really all we have at the moment. Though there is one very important aspect that we have yet to talk about in relation to this man, with that being David's mental state. Some believe that David is a mentally unwell individual who potentially doesn't know the extent of what they are doing. Now, even if this is the case, his behavior still needs to be stopped, and he needs to be given proper help to assure that no one else gets hurt by his actions. But it is important to note that David is far more intelligent than he lets on, as his personal accounts show us that he is fairly well-spoken and articulate. And throughout his problematic content, most of his bad grammar and strange verbiage seems to be his attempts at more authentically trying to replicate a child. But it's impossible to know for sure. But what we do know is that David is extremely manipulative, with his response to the situation and other clues littered across his accounts showing us that he seems to know what he's doing, and he knows that it's wrong.
What does bro
Since
look
the
like?
exposure of David's accounts, he hasn't silently slithered away like most other predators would. Instead, he's actually responded on more than a few occasions, lashing out to
You're gonna get caught. Quit text me. I'm underage. You're wanking as you text.
those who have DM'd him, calling them the perverts and predators.
What type of attempt at reverse psychology is this? He texting kids underage, they calling them out. He like, well, you're really the sick. Like, what are we talking about, bro? We gotta call somebody, bro. Like, he just deserved to get executed. I ain't gonna lie. This is like, you just get executed, bro. I'm sorry.
Whether this was an edited video or a real occurrence, we don't currently know. David's doings are a mystery that will take some time to unravel.
That's like some 2016 clown shit, but just way creepier. Cause he actually looked creepy as
And my hope is that law enforcement will be able to follow through and help shed some more light on this individual and finally put an end to his twisted behavior. But at this point, only one thing is for sure. The story of Smartschoolboy9 is far from over.
All information shown in this video has been archived and sent to the law enforcement who have been investigating this case for the past few weeks. Ain't he been doing this shit for years? Please do not attempt to contact David as investigation. There's definitely some people that done Yo, I'm not even gonna lie, bro. That was actually scary. I ain't gonna lie. This right here, whoever made this video, Nick, bro, I ain't gonna. This is one of the scariest videos I ever done seen on the internet. Whoever that David dude is, bro, hey, you need your ass whooped, boy. I ain't gonna lie to you, and I hope they whoop your ass. That was some sick shit. That was some sick.